LJ, I'm joined now in studio by Krav Maga expert Xris Omotesa of the Krav Maga Center in Memphis. He's here to show us a few simple techniques that your child can learn to help them in a situation like this 8-year-old girl from South Haven faced. Chris, first of all, thanks for joining us. Now, very quickly, I want to ask you, Krav Maga, don't confuse this with martial arts and a lot of technical learning, right?
Yeah, Krav Maga is not a martial art. It's a self-defense. It teaches you how to use your natural motions to defend yourself. So, for example, if somebody tries to choke you, your natural response is to go to where the pain is, right? Well, instead of us teaching you how to punch and do a bunch of things that are unorthodox, we teach you how to go towards the pain, attack, and get out. A lot of times the emphasis is on awareness, avoidance, and then neutralizing if you have to.
Now, I know you teach children on a regular basis. You teach them these techniques, but you teach them also kind of an all-enveloping way to handle situations like this. I think that the first thing you teach them is to scream, right?
Yeah, we teach the kids how to scream. Well, the first thing we teach them is awareness, like noticing danger in their environment. Mm-hmm. Then there's avoidance. That's where they get to use a voice. If somebody's within range, if somebody tries to abduct them, how to scream. You don't just scream help. You scream, "He's a stranger, help me," at the top of your voice. Then it's the next technique, which is the neutralize, which we'll get to later on.
Yeah, I think we're going to get to that now. We've actually got one of our producers, Kyle Bullock, we've designated him as the victim here. Just kind of walk us through this, what Kyle should do if you, playing the part of a stranger here, should happen upon Kyle.
Okay, well, so Kyle, you happen to be you're the kid, you're my designated 8-year-old. So if this was a park, and I'm in your environment, I came over and I was like, "Kyle, could you help me? Could you help me look for my keys?" You walk away. You could say, "No, thank you, I'll get mommy to come help you." And then you start walking away. You engage politely and get out. Now, if I'm coming in, if I'm invading your space, at the top of your voice, you're like, "Stop," and then run off. But you don't just say, "Help me," because help, a lot of times you could be an unruly kid. Then we'll get to the part. I'll show you some avoidance techniques.
Go ahead and do that. This is the part where you're going to teach a child how to defend themselves.
Yeah, so now you always want to keep an object. So basically we've done awareness. I'm within your personal space. You always want to keep an object between us. So now I'm going to be the attack. I'm like, "Yeah, that's it, go on." And he takes off. What he did was he kept an object between me and him, right? And then he threw the bag up to my face as high as possible to distract me. And then within that period, he took off. He bought himself like 4 or 5 big steps, but he was able to take off. You always want to be aware of that. It could be a bag. You could be in a grocery store, a toy store. You pick up a toy, keep something in between you and the attacker, and you just throw it at him and take off. And scream for help. You didn't scream, but I understand that. So now we're going to the last bit.
Yeah, this is the last resort, right?
This is when everything goes wrong. I somewhat happen to be in his space, and I'm like, "Come here, you're coming with me." He pulls back, he kicked me in the groin, he bites out, and he takes up.
That was a real kick to the groin.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It really is. I'm trying to stand up straight. But what he did was, if you noticed, when I pulled him, power, I'm bigger than him, it's not going to work. So what he did, his natural response was to go away. Then he came back in with a kick. Because now I gave him a target. He kicked. I was still holding onto his hand. He bit me and took off. So what we teach kids is to use everything available to get away. That's the most important.
Yeah, and again, these are not complicated techniques where you have to devote hours of study. These are things that you can teach quickly.
Yeah, yes, there's really short. We'll teach you within a matter of time. A couple of seminars, you'll know what to do. Only problem is repetition is everything, because they are kids. You get them to play a couple of games, do fun drills, and it becomes part of their natural system.
Well, I know you're out of breath. Probably in some pain.
Yeah,
Xris Omotesa from the Krav Maga Center. It's at 395 Cumberland in downtown Memphis. Again, these are things that Chris or a qualified instructor can teach your kids to defend themselves in a situation like this. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be back.